Everything you learned in history class was a lie. Well, maybe not everything, but they skipped the best parts. Introducing Stupiracy, where stupidity meets conspiracy. Ever heard of the Olympic marathon that nearly killed its runners? Or the time a pope put another pope's corpse on trial? Join me, Scott Rizzuto, and Tim McKernan as we uncover the most outrageous historical moments and mind-blowing conspiracies you won't believe actually happened. Tune into Stupiracy for your weekly dose of historical absurdity. Available wherever you get your podcasts. Remember, history is dumb, but laughing at it is smart.
Just think, Pat.
What, sir?
This would be the first Monday of the fair if we were doing the fair this year.
Oh, that's right. Monday, that's, yeah. Well,
Day started off gloomy. It's beautiful now.
I always love the late Labor Day, too. And this is as late as it can possibly get. Next year, we'll be back to the September 1, right?
I believe so.
Labor Day,
Probably,
yes,
yeah.
which really shortens up the summer. I went out to... I think the urchins out in Woodbury have been delayed again now. They were supposed to start school Monday, but I think they pushed her back till after Labor Day now. So
I got all mine are in school.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
but
mine don't go back till
2
next
days
week.
a week or what? 2 in, 3 out, 3 in, 2 out, something like that.
Cretin is hybrid, 2 in, 3 out, something like that.
Yeah.
And some of the grade schools are what, half day? Or?
So what's the theory that if it's 2 in, 3 out, you only have a 40% that lowers your odds to 40% than
Well,
100?
on campus, so your 2 days. The first week you would go 2 days, and then the next week you go 3 days, and the other group goes to the 3 days. So you flip flop.
But what's the if you're going to go? What are we doing? Just trying to decrease the odds, or have fewer people wandering around the school?
I think having fewer people wandering
around the school
because you still have to go online.
Yes,
You're still doing online, and Gabe started today. And
I've heard rumors that attendance suffered during the online period last spring. That a lot of youth didn't check in.
I get a couple of notices that Gabriel had missed his history class. Oh, and that was always. Oh, I thought it was tomorrow. You're playing music downstairs. So
I witnessed it. I witnessed it happening. Who was the heralded Japanese shortstop that proved to be a bust?
Nishioka.
To me, it's almost similar to when Gardy went out and put his arm around Nikiosh's shoulder and said, let's just forget about this. And I think I've seen the same thing with the kids, just ultimately just close the computer and say, the hell with it.
Yeah, that's enough of that for today. I know that, however, my granddaughter, she's all in on it. That 3 hours, 2.5 hours, you're done at noon, what the heck?
It's. I don't know how they're going to do lunch. I mean, Cretin said they're going to just open up the baseball field and the gym so everybody
I
can
got
social
news
distance.
for people. This weather we're enjoying has a tendency to change as the school year progresses.
You're right.
It seems to get cooler. Yes, and then it gets
memory
then it gets
serves.
sleetier and
Yep.
snowier. How about the Big Ten saying they're going to start the football season on Thanksgiving? Or maybe in January.
Yeah.
So does that mean Ohio State is going to come to play in Ford Field, games?
I don't know.
mean, because the Big Ten is what we call a cold weather conference, right?
Right.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So you.
What miracle do they think is going to happen
that's
between
right.
by
That's the
November
other.
or
That's
to
the
January?
other thing.
The election.
Well, yeah.
That's the other.
Yikes.
That's the other thing that's going to, occur is that we haven't. Didn't one of our state bigwigs tell us to slow down here and stop enjoying life so much yesterday or whatever his
Well, I
name
think Dr. Burks has been in town.
is? Who's he?
That's a
I
she.
saw the headline. I don't know her. Okay.
That would be a she. And
I
she's
just
I know. I'm trying to tell you who
I
she
just
is.
like Wiley right-hander Fauci. That's the only one I've ever paid attention.
Wildly right-handed.
Burks is telling us that, or Bricks, or whatever her name is telling us that outstate Minnesota is not taking COVID seriously enough, and we have to buckle down.
I think a visitor to Springfield this weekend could probably confirm that.
Boys, I made it not only to Springfield but Milroy on a beautiful Saturday afternoon, and I think I saw one mask on a. But this was all outside.
Catcher in the plate umpire.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
That's what I was down there. Yeah, it's not, but it's not required outdoors, you know. So
Well, but if you stop and get gas, I'm not going to indict.
you're supposed to go into the convenience store with it, right?
Right, and I looked at by the cashier. What you wearing that for?
Now I've been out, stayed a little bit, and most people have still been wearing masks indoors just because they got signs saying that. But I suppose a lot of them just are not. So
What's the matter with our tail-spinning twins?
you know what we used to say in Fulda, don't you?
Nope.
Couldn't hit a bull in the ass with a big bass fiddle.
Yeah.
I don't ever know where that came from
I
or
love that
whoever
phrase.
had a bass fiddle, but because that would be a bad, hard thing to swing in the
Yes,
first
yeah,
place,
you'd have
a
to
bass
pick it up.
fiddle. But they can't hit, Joe. They're Nelson Cruz has got to be really disgusted with his mates because they're hitting so poorly. He's still grinding it out and hitting a home run about every other game, but he's got nobody hitting behind him or ahead of him. Polanco's ahead of him. He's okay, but nobody behind him. Can't hit left-handers. They're terrible against left-handers. And, they not only got beat 3 times by the Tigers, they got outclassed. They got outclassed by the Tigers.
Gardy had to be happy, though, huh?
Oh, yeah. Gardy had to be
Deep
happy.
down, Gardy was chuckling.
I mentioned this to both Reavers and Judd earlier today, though. Here's my dream, and I'm trying to think if I can pull this off as a column. If Adrian Heath managed the Twins, because basically after his soccer team got beat the other night in Dallas when he took out his whole front line and said he would have taken out the back line too if he had enough substitutes to do that. He basically, the old time, soccer, you still got the old time coach who hates his team. Right?
Yeah.
Lack of effort.
And, we don't have that anymore, and we certainly don't have it with Rocco. But I was trying to imagine how Adrian would have suffered watching those 3 games in Detroit. He would have had some harsh commentary, I have a hunch. It is a completely different world. He basically, eviscerated them after that game.
Yeah.
And, Rocco's team could get 13 hits in 3 games, and we're come fighting back here. Don't worry, I still
We
have
just need more rest.
I have more rest. I can't be playing these guys 3 times a week. But anyway, I don't know. It's bad.
Have
but,
we been utilizing the nap room to its effectiveness? Is maybe that what the part
I
of the
don't
problem
know
is?
if COVID has screwed up the napper room or not. Yeah.
Gotta have a nap room.
Nelson's the napper, and he's the only guy doing anything.
That's
maybe,
true.
Maybe they should have a seance
There we go.
in there. Get them all.
More
sleeping.
naps.
More naps.
Well, they sure as hell ain't going to run away with this division like we thought.
Oh, God, no. Mighty Whiteys are in town. Mighty Whiteys got about 20 more home runs than they do. And young and vibrant team. And the Giolito, they get him tonight or tomorrow night?
I'll look at the
Well,
preview.
he pitched a no-no the last time out. He's got a great arm. I said this earlier. All the problems they have, their ace pitcher stinks. That's a bad. Barrios is the one guy who's come into the year saying, well, he's once in a while isn't good. But we have one starter. Now you have 0 starters. Maeda's okay, the Japanese guy. But Barrios being terrible is really, really a kick in the shins for this club.
Yeah, Giolito's going for the Whiteys and flame-throwing Rich Hill's taking the mound for our Twins. Wow.
Yeah, that's. I'd say they're underdogs. That's for sure tonight.
Are you going to be at the yard?
No, to hell with them. I've dropped them.
He's done.
You drop him?
I don't have to write for tomorrow, so I'm I could get there early and hear the Zoom.
Yeah.
The Zoom. Joe, you're lucky you're not participating in the Zoom era. It's just that's the great thing about Adrian. He ripped the hell out of him on Zoom.
Yeah.
Usually people get on Zoom. But the big news, though, today is that the Vikings have acquired a outstanding pass rusher to go with Danielle Hunter. And they from Jacksonville, which is apparently trying to dump its roster so it can lose enough to draft Trevor Lawrence as the number 1 pick, the Clemson quarterback. And they got him for a 2nd rounder and a 5th rounder, and they got 2 of them now they're probably going to have the best combo of pass rushers in the league. So suddenly, they're probably the favorites to win the NFC North.
When are we starting the season?
So
isn't that coming up shortly?
On schedule. Sunday.
Week from Thursday?
Week from, that I guess. But
Kansas City's playing somebody on that Thursday
next
night.
week, Labor Day week?
Yes.
Okay.
Week from today is Labor Day.
Mm-hmm. I have some. So have we reached September as of yet, or is today the 31st?
Pat, today's August 31st.
Okay. I have not been paying much attention.
Apparently not.
I went to grab the paper.
When you lose track of the month, that's a sign.
It's September. Yeah.
I went and grabbed the paper this morning, and it was wet, so I didn't have a chance to. I don't know. I think our guys got the plastic. The guy who puts the paper in the plastic. I think this is not waterproof plastic because every time it rains, I get the wet.
You need a new
newspaper.
plastic guy, apparently.
I know. It's,
Do you think that the NFL with their football games is going to be the most? Do you think this NFL games that are coming up will be the most
watched in history?
No, unchanged or changed because of no fan. Rah-rah shish kumbah there. With fans not there, do you think that will change the game?
Well, in the dome here, it'll change the game because the quarterback won't have
they were thriving
people
on those
screaming
people,
at
right.
him and stuff like that. But
I think it'll just be boring.
And I mean, it's not going to be the same without 25, 30 people out in the hallway puking.
That does put a damper on the festivities. There's no doubt about it.
Like that.
I think what we should do is the Cleveland guy at, what do we call it, Progressive Field, he should do all the games in the NFL. Because that sound guy, he was working overtime.
Tinny. You got the tinny.
He was working overtime to annoy all of us watching it.
Joe, it was a great day for golf, though.
Oh, it really was, wasn't it?
I tweeted out after DJ's 43-footer that broke 3 times. Mm-hmm. That's the greatest putt I've ever seen in my life, considering the circumstances. And 10 minutes later, the other guy made a 60-footer.
Rahm does it to win the thing.
With the same brakes on it. It was unbelievable.
Let me ask you something else. Why don't they play every single tournament at that course? They can't tame that course.
No. Well,
what makes that so tough?
They made it rock hard. Apparently, Chicago hadn't gotten much rain. They made it rock hard, and they drew the rough. And plus, they have the fairways that if you don't hit the middle of the fairway, it's going to scoot off either the left or the right.
Man.
So you not only have to hit the fairway, you got to hit the middle of the fairway.
Boy, were those guys humble. Dustin coming off a week at the Northern Trust where he wins 30 under. And what was the winning score yesterday? I got it right here.
4.
1 under? 4 under?
4
under.
Well, Rahm shot 10 under on the weekend, and everybody's just astounded that that's the greatest golf ever. But Dustin Johnson said last week he was 30 under. This week he ended up 4 under, and he played the same. He said he played the same golf.
What's 4 times 70?
280.
Yeah, 4 under.
Yeah.
Dustin and Ron were 4 under.
Yes, and supposedly yesterday was a little easier. So I don't know if they got a little rain or they changed the pins or something. But if you miss, the secret is if you miss the fairway, you should be punished. And at that golf course you are. At Augusta, you aren't. If you are here. What happened? What Eldrick? He was. They don't have a cut at this thing, so he had to limp his way through the whole week. Huh?
Yeah, and does he go to to Atlanta?
No, God, no. He didn't make the top 30. No, he wasn't even in contention.
What's wrong with Jason Day? Also, holy mackerel! Tiger Woods finished 291. He was way off the lead.
Jason Day was like in the lead on Saturday last week, I believe, on the Easy Golf Course, and then he kind of faded. But he's not, he wins by putting, and these guys, he hits it long, but he doesn't hit as long as these guys.
You know, that Olympia Fields is an ancient course. It's not new.
But they used to play there, and they didn't shoot these scores.
Right.
So they did something with it. They really toughened it up somehow. But it was U.S. Open tough, you know.
Mm-hmm. There's a train stop there. So the Brahmins who built the thing back in the early part of the 20th century or whatever could take the train right there, and they had the cottages to stay, kind of like Augusta.
Boy, only if you guys were doing play-by-play for golf, you could have offered that to Patrick.
The train stops right out front there.
There's the shot. Shut up. Don't tell me that. Where is it, sir?
North Shore.
Oh, really? Okay.
Way up there.
Okay, up there where the riffraff has a hard time making it then,
That's
even
right.
back in the old days. Huh?
Right.
And it's funny, they stayed away from it for years, though. They didn't have major tournaments.
I know.
It's
a jewel. It's a jewel.
Medina was the place they went to, and Medina's gone through tremendous transitions. They were willing to change the whole golf course in order to get majors. So.
There are still 4 private clubs in the Chicago area, which is a big area, that are men only. I'm all for that, but I don't know how they get away with it.
You're all for that in the sense that then we should have women's.
No, I mean
only?
it doesn't bother me that there.
Okay.
I don't think any women is being deprived of anything in life. I'm just saying I can't imagine they get away with it.
And with an impolitic comment like that, as you were doing play-by-play, you could go Brenneman on it and issue the apology while you're calling a 60-foot putt.
He made the putt, and I apologize.
I'm not apologizing for anything.
Yeah, okay.
I was stating a fact.
There's a home run by Castellanos.
Let's go. Hey, so is Olympia Fields one of those?
No.
No, because there's no way the PGA Tour would play there, right?
Of course not.
No. And, our place, Muirfield, had to allow women to come in to get back in the roto.
Yep.
Oh, really?
They were men only. Yeah. I had a great time writing stuff before we went over there that year, just looking up the stuff on, was it the Colonel? The guy who was the manager of the golf course, the whatever they call him over there, the course manager, who was this old Army guy, legendary for 40 years, ran the course. And if you showed up there as to trying to play on one of their open periods of time, and would give them the however many dollars it required back then, the Colonel would then come out and watch you hit the ball off the first tee.
Oh, that's pressure.
To see
If
if he was going to, now that you'd paid, and you would, the Colonel would come out and watch you hit the ball off the tee, and sometimes he would say, "No, sir, go get your money back." And other times he'd say, 9 holes.
Here's the 4. Butler National, which is why they haven't had any events.
That's right. They took it out of there.
Bobolink,
Never
Black
heard of that
Sheep.
one.
Oh, Bobolink is a famous old club. Old Elm Club, Bobolink, Black Sheep, and Butler.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yep.
What was the one in Birmingham that they tried to remain the one that was built basically to have big
in Alabama?
tournaments? Yeah, Alabama. Shoal Creek.
Okay.
Shoal Creek, I think they tried to be men only, and I'm not sure if they maintained that or not.
Iron my shirt. Remember that sign at Augusta? Iron my shirt.
So, Ricey,
Make my dinner.
do you think if the Colonel had watched Rookie hit the rock and it
I think if the
fired
Colonel watched me hit the slice, he would have said, "Sir, your money will be refunded." Yeah.
I had a shot yesterday that you could stand there for a million years and never do it again. I hit the imagine the thin steel rod that holds a rope to
Yes.
to keep you away. I hit the top of one of those. Mm-hmm. You couldn't do that again to save your life.
No, where'd she go?
Straight up in the air. Straight up in the air.
I think one of my favorite ricochets was at Golden Valley. You've been to Golden Valley.
I've never played Golden
really?
Valley.
Great golf
Never
course.
seen
but
it.
There's a couple little walking bridges over this creek on the creek, whatever you prefer.
Of course, we call it a creek.
We call
I
it a
guess.
creek in Murray County. A creek, you call it everywhere else in the world.
Right.
But Lime Creek it was, not Lime Creek. But and little walking bridges with thin little posts on it there.
Huh?
And I was like 60 yards away from this baby and hit a screamer.
Yep.
And it hit that post, and it came rushing back at me, and it was attacking me. And
A drone.
now I
coming
had
get
to
you.
hit it over the creek from 110 yards
Now you're
instead
thinking
of
about
60.
it. Yeah, right.
What was Rook's ricochet at
that
Dutch's
was
place?
off the rock.
Off the rock.
That was off
Damn
the
near
brand
killed
new,
Dutch. Dutch is
finely
still
polished.
with us, but that was almost the end of him.
Yeah.
That was about a
Craig.
negative 25 yards, too. Yeah, I've never seen Dutch move so fast.
Yeah.
Joe, you aren't old enough to remember this.
Well.
But when I was writing the Cheetah piece the other day,
Yep.
I went
Nice
over and
piece,
saw
by
him
the
at
way.
Mancini's.
Right.
And I wanted to make a reference of how things have changed since Mancini's opened in 48, and down the thing. And I looked up the
Perfect.
1948-49 St. Paul Saints,
Okay.
who were then in the U.S. Hockey League when it was a pro league.
Right.
And it's amazing. You know who one of their stars was?
Moose Goheen.
No, Dutch Del Monte.
Really?
Dutch Del Monte's joint up on
On Rice Street.
Rice
Oh,
Street.
really?
Dutch Del Monte, Huddy Bell. There's
so-
about like 7 stars, and 6 of them had nicknames. 6 of them were just referred to as Huddy Bell. I had a bunch of nicknames. It was great, and they had a fine club and won the title that year. So
And Cheats seems to be enjoying retirement, huh?
yeah, he's doing good. He's now the day manager.
Really?
At Mancini's.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Which is the day I was there, they had about 10 old Vulcans in there that he had to keep under control.
Yeah.
And they were just barely practicing social distancing, those old Vulcans. But they're the guys that you saw at the fair for these. I think these are retired Vulcans.
Yeah.
So.
I think they're all done.
Well, they have their annual big dinner there, the coming out of the Winter Carnival when the Vulcans come out on the first Saturday. The current Vulcan crew has a dinner at Mancini's, and then all these past head Vulcs come there for dinner, and they all got coats on that look like 1957 Chevrolets. They got flames on them and fins. It's wonderful.
What year was did Mr. Souchere leave the family and not be seen for about 2 weeks?
Boy, I don't think she
But
was
when-
happy about that.
when was it?
1960.
1960. Okay. He was-
You know what? In the game
And
of
they
flaws,
they were downtown at the athletic club, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Sauna.
Yep.
Luckily, they had a sauna.
playing the game
I know
of,
less about that than his war service.
that's what I'm saying, though. Playing the game of flaws, Mary Helen always had that in her back pocket when you left me in, 53 or whatever.
Well, the favorite memory was they showed up at the big ice fishing contest at White Bear. So the mother packs up the wagon and takes all the kids over there, and here comes the old man, and he hands my 2-year-old sister to him, and she just begins thrashing and crying and screaming to get. Didn't even know it was him.
What now? But the Vulcans, you only were a Vulcan for 1 year. Is that Wade?
You can
no
be a-
idea. I
You
have
can
no
be a
idea.
Vulcan, and then you can come back as a Rex, as a Vulcanus.
Oh, as a
and
rival.
that would be your crew then, and then you'd be done. Then you'd be wearing the red coat forever.
And Rex are the good guys. The Vulcans are the bad guys.
No, well,
I mean,
King
in
Boreas
the
is
lore-
supposed to.
in the
the
lore,
lore,
the
King
Vulcans-
Boreas is the good guy, and the Vulcs are supposed to be the bad
throwing him
guy.
over, yeah.
But they became the good guys in my mind because they were going to bring you summer.
Oh,
Right,
yeah,
right,
that's
yeah.
true. That's true.
They knocked that big fat king off the steps of the library or whatever.
I got a
they
hunch
do.
Melvin isn't going to wait long to pull a plug on the Winter Carnival.
I don't have great hopes for it, Patrick.
No, I would think that I don't mind canceling stuff. I just think we should wait since there's no hurry, really.
Well, it would be fun to be a Vulcan for that week. But I wouldn't want. I wouldn't want to go
I
to
think the fact
raspberry
that,
days. And
I think the fact that I've now been sober since 1981, being a Vulcan would not.
That's
work.
less
Being
desirable
at
for
my
you.
age and
Well, you'd walk around
sober.
going, who are we mad at?
I don't think it'd be your. I don't think it'd be your
No, it
cup of
wouldn't be
tea.
my
Wait
deal.
up, guys! I'm at the parade.
Wouldn't be my deal, but yeah, they do make them go to all these other festivals.
Yeah, they're
though.
sweating it out in July, and they got all their garb on, and they come by and they're just that suits are rode hard and put away wet.
Somebody asked me this question, and you are the only guy to answer it.
Uh-oh.
Me or Rook?
Rook, what's with Jesse? Where is he?
I don't know.
He disappeared from the face of the earth. I mean, the publicity hound that he was would always get himself on MSNBC or Fox or some damn place. Where the hell is he?
He was doing True TV, and he's on Twitter. And the last time I
Oh, he
talked
is
to
on
Woodley,
Twitter.
John Woodley is my
Keeps you up.
go-between.
Okay.
If he wants to talk to me, or if I want to talk to him, because I don't have his phone number. And
Well, isn't he the one that would always say, "Hey, Jesse told me he wasn't listening to GL, but tell
right,
Joe."
yeah, but, hey, look, I want to tell you. So I don't know. But he has kept such a low profile.
Yeah.
We were going to have him on for what reason, Joe?
I don't know, but he'd be a good guest right now.
He had announced intentions for running for president, I believe.
He has appeared on the Dark Horse podcast with Brett Weinstein.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Rook, book him. He'd be. I would love his libertarian views. Seriously,
I
of
will.
what in God's name is going on in this country right now.
I will
Brett
try to get hold
Weinstein,
of-
no relation to Harvey?
No
No,
relation.
no.
All right, that's good.
Who's Harvey?
He's the disgraced
Bit of a
former
bit
producer
of a-
of Hollywood.
Oh, Harvey. I thought. Yeah, Harvey.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Not
got
Paul
you.
Harvey.
I got you.
He's no longer around.
According to his Twitter page,
Hello?
Jesse. He got
Yes.
you?
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Jesse
I know you
Ventura,
guys can hear me.
Governor Ventura, 38th governor of Minnesota and host of The World According to Jesse.
Huh?
So I'm not
Is
sure.
it a podcast?
I'm not sure. The podcast or
Here
what
we
it
go.
is.
You got us, Joe?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Joe.
I don't know what happened there.
The world
Once in a
according
while
to
we get-
Jesse.
August 30th, I'm participating in the People's Convention for a People's Party. It starts at 1. So he's on the People's Convention 2020,
What are they? The people are libertarians? or-
peoplesconvention.org. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure there's libertarian.
The more I think about it, Jesse has come full circle to where he would be very interesting to talk to about the current state of things in this country. Don't you think?
He would have opinions that would matter.
Does he still,
I would love to. Rook, set it up. I'm serious.
I will.
Does he still do the Mexico deal?
I don't know.
Oh yeah. He's
Still does. He
still off
winters-
the grid.
He's still off the grid in Mexico.
And he's
Well,
got
in
a nice
fact,
place here.
Rook, what was the video that we discovered of the guy that does the incredibly accurate?
The guy that's on that Channel 5 show, he does the best. He's better than Jesse.
Better than your Jesse? Because
He-
I
oh,
always
by a
liked your
mile.
Jesse because it was the low-key,
Yeah,
absent-minded Jesse that looked like he just got hit in the head with a 2x4.
Right.
Instead of the Jesse the
AWA.
wrestler.
You
Yeah,
talking to Mean Gene.
Yeah.
The pensive Jesse.
Yes, this guy does a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it right
In
now
fact,
for you.
the beauty of this guy's, Pat, is he just starts to ramble. Hey, Jesse, what do you think about Joe Biden running for president? He'll start talking about a dog that wandered into his backyard. It's very, very funny.
Well, that's why Colvin's so good with his Trump impersonation.
Yeah.
Because he just starts rambling.
Although Colvin's getting a little edgy. Have you seen some of his most recent ones?
Yeah.
But I guess it's working for him, obviously, because he's shot into superstardom by doing this impression. But boy, I was listening to one the other day and went, whoa, how can you get away with
They
that?
should have
Who's
had him
the
speak at
woman
the,
I'm in love with? Who's the woman I'm in? Sarah Cooper. She does. She lip syncs Trump's speeches.
Okay.
Have you ever seen her?
No.
Oh, she's on TikTok, isn't she?
Oh my God, is she? A, she's really nifty, and B, it's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
They had her speak at the Democratic National Convention.
She's a phenom among my niece is going to be a senior in high school. Says, I'm not. You can't take TikTok away from me because I got to watch Sarah Carter, and I didn't know
Sarah
who
Cooper.
Cooper. I didn't know who she was talking about. So.
Rook, can you find that guy? Rook, did Rook leave?
No, I'm here.
Rook's
I was listening to the Will Sasso
Will
impersonate.
Sasso, that's
Because there's
who
a
it is.
couple of expletives, and I wanted to skip over a part, but go ahead.
Well, I want to hear this guy you're touting as the best Ventura impersonator.
Okay, give me a second.
Because yours is pretty
You
good.
can't have the F-bombs in there.
Yeah, no, I'm
No.
going to find a spot where it's okay, so give me
All right.
30
There
seconds.
are
to-
podcasts that allow that, but we have too high of a standard.
We're not going to go there.
Monday Night Sports Talk. Much
we're
as
not
we'd
gonna
like
go
to.
there.
As much as Kenny begged Joe to do that for Garage Logic, Joe did not relent in that.
Well, I
choice.
continue to insist the only reason Bernard's doing a podcast is so he can say the F-bomb on the air.
Right.
You know? So,
Right.
Too many young people listen to us as Garage Logicians.
well, that's our and females too.
Yeah.
I think that's a wise decision.
They
Except
get the
this isn't
idea that
Garage Logic. Monday Night Sports Talk, we could drop all the F-bombs we wanted. Don't worry about it.
no.
We'd be fine.
Are you paying any attention to the bubble sports?
Oh, yeah, I'd look to see what the scores are the next morning. Looks like we're going to be down to Vegas is going to go back. The most successful expansion franchise in American sports history. Looks like Vegas is going to be back in the Western Conference Finals. They're ahead 3-1. And I guess I'm upset that Dallas is beating Colorado because I like that Colorado team. They got some young guys on it.
So Vegas would face who? Dallas?
Dallas right now. I don't.
And
I
the
don't
winner
know.
goes to the abbreviated cup?
Cup, not abbreviated. It's still best out of seven.
Well, you know what I mean. I mean, abbreviated
the
season
other side,
cup.
who we got? The Isles, and the Isles are ahead 3-1, are they? And
The Isles beat the Phillies 3-2 to go up 3-1.
Okay.
The Isles are up 3-1 over
and
Philadelphia.
the other Eastern team is Boston. Back?
Toronto.
Toronto? No, it's not Toronto. It's in Toronto.
Oh, I'm sorry, in Toronto.
Yeah, it's in Toronto. Toronto, I don't even know if they made it. If they did, they were gone.
Joe,
in the
when you
first
look
round.
at the box scores for the NHL, do you still look at the attendance?
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody's at the game.
No, it's really, really small attendance this year. So
Vegas is what, up 2-1 over Vancouver.
3, I thought.
They played Sunday late, so if they won last night, they're up
Vegas
3-1.
won. Vegas won.
Dallas is up. They played.
Colorado.
Dallas is up over Colorado 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
The Isles are up over Philly 3-1, and Tampa Bay
Tampa,
leads
that's
Boston
right.
3-1.
Yes. So, hockey hotbeds, Tampa,
And
Dallas,
Vegas,
Las Vegas, and along the island.
the island. Well, the island has been a hockey hotbed. They've won 4
Island-
cups in a row.
Island
for God's
is
sakes.
Minnesota East.
I know.
They got Anders Lee, the kid from Edina, one of their stars. They got Nick Leddy, the defenseman from Eden Prairie. And they got Brock Nelson from War Road. And Clutterbuck's there, too.
Pat, did you read about the 99-year-old guy in Duluth who died, Mark Surdich?
Yeah, I talked to him. I think I did something on him a while back.
Well,
10,
that's a
12 years
hockey
ago.
name. Aren't there a lot of Surdiches that have
No,
played hockey
yeah,
up there?
No kidding. They're like schleppers in baseball. They're,
Right.
There's millions of them. You know, Mike Surdich was the was the UMD coach that the Gophers tried to hire before they hired Wooger.
But nothing in the obit mentioned any of that hockey lineage. So maybe that's a common name up there, and he's not
It
related
is
to
fairly
anybody.
common, but he's related to all those guys, Steve
Okay.
and Mike, and Mike's still up there. He's Grizzly Adams. He lives. Last I heard, he was living out in the boondocks and killing stuff every day. Either trapping beaver and muskrats and hunting and fishing and doing all. I'm not sure if he still is, but last I heard. But there's Surdiches. Roseville had a collection of Surdiches too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Does college hockey intend to start on time, I wonder?
they haven't officially announced it, but rumors are that January 1st might end up being the starting date for a lot of these fall sports. But Kevin Warren, the pompous former Viking president and new commissioner of the Big Ten, has taken some serious heat for the haste with which he led the fight to cancel Big Ten, to postpone Big Ten football this year. And there's some, he's apparently getting enough heat that now they're wavering a little bit as to whether they might start up later. But I don't, again, as Rook said, so what do we think's going to happen here in the next 2 months that's
I don't
going
know.
to change things?
especially if we start to get the annual flu season.
Yes, and Trump's new guy, though, wants us all to get it so we can have the, what do we call that?
The herd immunity.
Herd immunity, yeah, okay. That herd immunity ain't good for us 74-year-olds, but what the hell? You know?
What the hell?
That's the way it goes. You know?
I met a kid yesterday, Matt Sullivan, who played for Glenn Caruso at St. Thomas years ago. And I said, what do you think of this move to Division I? He says, I love it because I want to tell people I played D1 football.
Yeah, well, we'd check and find out he was lying. Though,
yeah,
right?
no. Well, he can say that I'm from a D1 program.
I'm from a D1 program. Yes, he can put it that way. Right. I don't. With Division II and Division III, though, they can't afford to play because they can't afford the testing.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So they're big. I don't know what's gonna. I have no idea what should.
Have you been in the St. Thomas Athletic, the Lee Anderson Athletic Complex?
Oh yeah.
Isn't that something?
Great. And how about the student union next door?
Oh my God.
Mark Dienhart's greatest achievement. He got Lee Anderson, who didn't go to St. Thomas.
He did not go there.
To donate. I heard it was 60, but I'm not sure if that's true or not. But it was substantial.
I went in there the other day.
You hadn't been in there before?
No, I've been in there before, but the only thing better than medical advice is free medical advice.
Yes.
So I had a problem with a pulled muscle in my chest, and it was killing me. And I was near St. Thomas,
hit by
and I thought,
a line drive like Oda Rizzi or what?
No, it fell on the golf course.
Okay.
And so I got this idea. You know what? I'm going to stop in there and get some free advice from a trainer. So I go in there, and there's kids working out everywhere, but no trainers were on site, so my idea was thwarted. Anyway, it got better, so everything's fine.
There we go. Joe goes into the locker room. He expects to see somebody icing their knee. And
right.
The old,
Rook, can you do this or not?
Yeah, we can. We found it, and it is.
What's his name?
Will Sasso. He's
Okay.
a comedian and actor. He's on a ABC show that just started. It's I forget what it's called.
What's he doing downstairs here?
Here he's just on a podcast with let's see, the Fighter and the Kid podcast. Okay,
whatever that
so
is.
We'll just pick it up.
There's way too many podcasts out there, Joe.
700,000, Pat.
700,000, and you're 25th, right?
Is that right, Reeves?
Yeah,
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
All right, so what
Ravers and I are.
As you texted.
We're in the 680s.
Yeah. Gracie said, let's go in and do the 17,000th most influential podcast in the upper Midwest.
All right,
Ruck, pick it up.
These two guys are just sitting and talking about regular things, and then he goes into Jesse Ventura.
Well, why don't you tell me why the Tower 7 fell on its own?
Well,
if you're I'm here with a Navy SEAL.
Well, you're
I'm
the
here
Navy
with
SEAL.
I'm a Navy SEAL.
That's so spot on.
I'm a Navy SEAL. I own 87 dogs, and all of them were trained by Nate. And when I was the governor of Minnesota, I had over 100 dogs. Now, what say you to that? If you're such a patriot,
I don't know.
You know how the 9/11. You know what happened.
What's that have to do with your
9/11.
dogs,
I guess you
Jesse?
must have been there.
I wasn't-
guess you must have been there.
I wasn't
And
there.
Nate would tell you that a Presa Canario, that 6 Presa Canarios could.
Don't say take down a building because that's not factual.
I was not going to say that.
All right.
I was going to say they could. 4 of them could take out a nuclear submarine.
That's not true.
We had them doing it in the Marines.
I don't know about that.
I was a Navy SEAL.
I know you were. You said
Now
that.
I live in the Baja,
All right.
and I spend less than 6 months a year in the continental United States of America. I have 1,000 gallons of potable water. I
don't know what you're saying.
And
You
I have a silo full of tortillas.
Okay, but what is the point of what the?
Well, why don't you tell me?
I don't know, man.
You tell me. Why don't you tell me what the point is?
I'm trying to follow.
If you're such a patriot.
I am a patriot, but you know, just because you have a silo full
Now
of what?
you want to show us pictures of shaven and shorn chimps, and you've never stepped in the arena of battle. with a chimp, and when you
I
do,
never said I-
you'll be
With a
thumbing your ass for sure. Because I have gone in hand-to-hand combat with many chimps.
You have?
Yes, armed only with a polar bear femur, and that's something you don't know anything about.
don't believe
because
you.
I'll be over there in Da Nang, and I'll be over there on the Ho Chi Minh Trail.
There are no chimps there.
And
There are no
I'll
chimps
take the
in-
chimps in with me while you're over here taking patty cake lessons
I'm not.
with your boxing
Vietnam
coach.
War.
Wow, is he funny?
Is that beautiful? Or
God,
what?
is he good.
It's just bow to the master.
Rook, that makes us say, when you do them, you're doing somebody.
Yeah,
we just
it
don't
is.
know who.
He's
my
got a silo full of tortilla chips.
Armed with only a polar bear
Potable
femur
water.
polar bear femur.
and a silo full of tortillas.
There's more. It's about 5 minutes, and it just keeps going. But there is some.
Does he throw a little Jesse in every week, or do we know?
That I don't know. I don't know why they got off on that tangent there. But
Well,
it's
we saw you and I watched a different clip a while back of him doing Jesse, and we were in tears.
yeah, he's just
Because it's just nonsensical.
Why don't you get him
rambling.
on, Rook? And like with Frank, you could do dueling Morgan Freeman.
I would be shot down pretty good, but I'm never afraid to make a fool of myself. I'll see if he will reach out. Maybe he'll want to promote the show, the new show they have.
Yeah.
Is he on?
I would love that.
Is he
It's an
got,
ABC sitcom.
okay.
And it's
Okay.
called,
no, but the podcast, is that a podcast, whatever our
I
outfit's
don't-
called?
it's
Or
the
we
Fighter
It's
still
not a
Like kid.
podcast one. No, it's not.
Yeah, I think it's time to take July and August off my desk calendar.
You got that? You catching up?
Well,
there?
as we learned
Kind
earlier,
of straightening
August,
things
August.
out here.
as we learned, it's September 1st tomorrow.
Yep.
You know, it's funny. Time flies even during a pandemic. You know, which is when there's nothing going on.
Are you still finding viewpoints with the pandemic that are very underrated? Traffic, very good in the pandemic.
I was very disappointed today in traffic when I came out of the tunnel.
Really?
You know, too many people are going back to work. Or something was going on here.
Well, you know, it is move-in day,
at the U.
or it was, I should say, over the weekend. So I don't know when classes officially
Now
start.
remember,
online.
you youth over there. No exchanges of bodily fluids, or we don't want any of that stuff going on over there.
Right. Hold
You know,
back.
keep those 6 feet apart.
Yep.
Do whatever you can do from 6 feet, right?
I guess.
There's only a few of us there's only a few people who could do something from 6 feet, but
with the polar bear femur.
keep yeah, right, yeah. In fact, that should be the measuring stick, a polar bear femur.
It's my new weapon of choice as well.
These colleges are being so hypocritical here
Oh.
because they just want to figure out a way to get your tuition, baby.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I guess, what the hell? I guess that's what they need to survive.
Those were always fun days when Mackie and I would exchange notes about driving through campus on move-in weekend. Those were always fun notes to
In
compare.
fact, that gives me an idea for driving home today. I wonder
Where do you
if
go? Where are you stopping?
Man, well, just drive
Through
through
campus.
campus. Drive through campus just to see what the hay's going on.
All right, I got to go.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
see
John
you.
Rahm, baby, nice putt, pal.
Well,
nice putt.
here, Pat, not only are you right about that putt, but Rahm went back on my list of 5 who have never won a major who will. I had taken him off. Fino's gone. Ricky Fowler's gone from my list, but Rahm's back on.
And he had a penalty shot, too. Otherwise, he wins in regulation. He doesn't get to make the putt, so it worked
Right.
out good for him.
Where do you house this list? Is it on a yellow Post-it note? Or how
Yes, it is,
So
man.
it's always
Yes, it is.
changing.
By
It's
the
very
way,
dynamic.
I brought in 2 pens today because I searched this whole damn place for a pen. You and your pencils are very bad.
What's
bad.
wrong
He
with this
disapproves.
bleeper?
He disapproves.
Yes, I do.
What do you mean? I got nice pencils there.
He doesn't want a pencil.
I
He
want
wants
a
an
Oh, you
eraser.
want
I
a
want a
pen.
pen. I
He didn't want to
pens,
erase
damn
those
it.
great ideas.
You've always been a pen guy.
I'm a pen guy. Yeah. You can just scratch it out if you
You
don't
like
like
pens.
it.
like to make notes.
All righty.
All right,
you,
hang
bro.
in there, MNS tears.
Yes.
All right, see you guys.
See you, bro.
Yeah.
This is Patrick Racey for my guy, Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. If you don't know what's in your mutual fund or ETF, you can take my bet that some of that in there is impaired stocks.
Yep.
Josh frequently sees a common mistake with new clients in that they are allocated as high as 50% in impaired stocks. Impaired stocks aren't quite as bad as impaired driving,
Right.
but they're not good for your financial
Bam.
future. Now you may be asking, what the heck is an impaired stock? Well, that should be pretty obvious.
Yeah, I am asking
It's not
that.
a good one. It's not one you want. I had no real idea, so that is why I work with Josh. Call Josh for your no cost, no obligation, 48-minute consultation to find out how to get the garbage out of your 401k or IRA. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. They don't call him Mr. Money Talk for nothing. 952-925-5608. Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk.
Hi, this is Chris Howard, host of Plugged In with Chris Howard. It's crazy to think that a few weeks ago we were talking about whether or not Tua Tagovailoa should consider retiring after 2 concussions and worldwide debates on player safety and NFL culpability. Tua has done nothing but go back to work and currently has the Dolphins riding a 3-game win streak and 1 loss behind the division favorite Buffalo Bills. While everyone was yapping about the end of his career, Tua Tagovailoa said he'll decide when it's time. And clearly, he's not ready to hang up the cleats. Hi, this is Chris Howard from the Plugged In with Chris Howard podcast. BetOnline.net is your #1 source for betting football and the start of the new basketball season. Find all the latest player developments, team matchups, news, podcasts, and in-depth analysis on every game. BetOnline remains your continued source for all your sports wagering information with live betting, up-to-the-minute scores for the fastest and easiest way to check in on all your favorite games and events, including the MLB playoffs, the start of the NHL season, MMA, boxing, and golf. And if you love sports podcasts, you can find those at BetOnline as well. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more. BetOnline, where the game starts.